Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and Toastmaster Monica and our guests. You are looking at a person who, as a child, obeyed her parents. I had to obey my parents because my parents told me that everything they did was for my good. And my parents had a plan for my life, especially my mother. My mother decided that she wanted to make sure that I became independent, that I knew how to behave properly, and that I got a good education. She drilled it into my head that idle hands are the devil's workshop, and you must behave like a lady. So I went along with her program. And to make me like that, she made sure that I had piano lessons. I wanted to take the trumpet, but she said, no, it'll make you have big lips, and that's not ladylike. After that, she made me take the violin. She was going to make me somebody. Then she had me join a book club, and she decided the books I would read from the book club. She made sure I had etiquette lessons. Not only that, she gave them to me, and other people gave them to me. She had me take ballroom dancing. And she had me get my teeth straightened. I don't know what she was trying to do, but, probably find a man, who knows. But, so I thought the program was going along pretty good until high school came. And she evidently thought I needed more help. So she sent me to a boarding school. And this boarding school I attended for 4 years. But this boarding school made sure I had no idle hands. It made every student that attended that school had to work. And I worked 18 hours a week besides going to school. I worked in the cafeteria my first 2 years, and I can tell you how to have a wonderful water fight. I worked as a reader the last 2 years for a teacher, and I learned to become brilliant. Well, at least I had all the answers on the page. My mother sent me to boarding school again for college and graduate school. Yeah, I have been through boarding schools. I can tell you so many wonderful stories, but I had a good time. So that was my mother's program for me. Now, when I graduated from school, my mother was so excited because I had done what she wanted. I had got my education before I got married. So right after I finished that, I got married. And then I worked as a registered dietitian in a couple of hospitals in Southern California. And then I was a teacher. And then Bob and I had 3 children. And I turned into my mother with a vengeance. My children all took piano lessons. My children all played a second instrument. My children learned manners, and my children had their teeth straightened, and they went to boarding school when it was appropriate. My children learned how to be independent. They learned how to behave properly, and they got a good education. But the surprise of my life came during the years my children were in grade school and high school. I decided to do something for myself. So I joined a women's study group. And at that women's study group, I heard a marvelous speaker. She was so good, I had to hear more of her. So I took a class she had in how to public speak. Someone heard that I took that class, and they thought, oh, she can help us at our women's retreat. So they asked me to do book reviews. For 3 years, I did book reviews. I read 30 books a year. I got up front, I told everybody what I read, And when I was done, they stood up and clapped. That happened for 3 years. Then someone heard about me being over in that little group over here, so they asked me to go to another women's retreat that had 1,800 women, and I did book reviews for them. I was going strong. I had the same reaction. And they stood up and clapped, but I did not feel good. I felt bad because I knew I needed help with public speaking. I could tell jokes and make things funny, but I needed help. So I heard about Toastmasters, and I came to Toastmasters. And so many people were here. Some of you were here when I was here years ago, and you had patience with me, and you gave me ideas on how to improve my speaking. And I took them to heart, and I ended up becoming president of a women's retreat of 500 women, and during my tenure, it doubled to 1,000 women. I'm telling you, I was on a roll, and it was because of confidence builders. And then I look back now at my past, and I smile and see the hard work my mother put in on me, the hard work I put in on my children, and I was glad I took a chance in life with an opportunity, and I came to Confidence Builders, and here I am learning more how to speak publicly. Confidence Builders is what gives you confidence to continue and do well in life.